Jetzt kommen hier viele Leute.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good
Good
morning.
Joseph. Good morning.
Good morning. You can hear us?
You can hear us. Me. Buffalo.
Good morning, guys.
Morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
that's fine. Great.
I see you as well.
This is also good.
It's great.
Okay. Good. I think so. We are ready.
Ready.
Everything's working. We tested screen sharing. Microphones are on, cameras are on.
Yes,
Okay.
everything's working. Could we wait some 4 minutes?
Yes, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
So I think I will turn microphones off. Then like
All right, shall we start, please? Tak, dobrý den, jmenuji se Josef Aspeklo, pracuji u firmy Kranich jako technik. Vítám vás u webináře K2 Systems pro pokročilé. V minulém díle jsme probrali základy, dneska půjdeme dál a na tento díl bude navazovat potom třetí. Tento webinář je v angličtině, nicméně bude z něj proveden zápis, který bude ke stažení i na našem YouTube kanálu. Záznam. A pokud budete mít dotazy v případě v průběhu prezentace, nebojte se hned psát do chatu a na tyto dotazy později odpovíme. Můžu vám nyní prozradit, že v rámci asi 2 týdnů Kranich vydá nový newsletter, kde oznámíme nějaké slevy na produkty K2. Pokud nejste ještě odběrateli newsletteru, přihlašte se. A nyní poprosím tedy kolegy z firmy K2 o zahájení prezentace. So guys, please, it's up to you now. Please start.
Okay. So thank you, Joseph. Welcome everybody to our second webinar. My name is Vladimir Gerin. I am technical sales manager here at K2, and I will and I will present you today some of our components and show design in base. The main topic today is selecting mounting system, and we will start with flat roof. In base, I will show you how to draw it first, some other specialties like obstacles, and then I will explain you how to select correct mounting system for flat roof. So let me share my screen with you. So here you see already prepared flat roof. This is our office building in Germany. I will jump over the steps I already explained last time for people who were in our first part of our webinar, and people who already have experience with base surely know how to put terrain category and stuff like this. So what's important to know about flat roofs, that every time when you are drawing a flat roof, you have to draw complete flat roof. So even if you are planning to design only this small roof, you have to draw the complete roof. The reason is the wind load with which is spread above all the roof area and not only this small part. So designing flat roof, you have an option between polygon roof and rectangle roof. Let us start with rectangle roof. Here you have to select roof material, membrane, foil, bitumen, concrete, gravel, green roof. These two last options are specific. I will say more about it in our third session because we have a special solution for this type of roofs. Now we will concentrate us on these three roof coverings. So, rectangle roof. Or maybe I will show you another roof because I will later show you some obstacles. So let's imagine this part is not here and have only this one roof. Because I want to show you some obstacles, and here we will not be able to draw them to let system recognize them. So here, like usual, you have to put in building height. Let's say 50 meters roof pitch. For flat roofs, it's very important the roof pitch. So until 3 degrees, we can use only ballast without entering. From 3 to 5 degrees, we can combine anchors and ballast, and above 5 degrees, we can use only anchors. Here you have to select the roof material. Membrane, bitumen, this is the same as by drawing the roof. Here also have some help. The question mark is always let open some files or some details, some information which helps you to select, to make correct choice. Parapet wall, it's very important for all flat roofs. So please put it here. If you don't know it, it's really much better to ask your end customer to measure it and to provide it, because it has big influence on the models on the roof edges, because the wind loads are the wind loads depend very much on this parapet wall height. So in this case, let's put something like 3 millimeters. So friction coefficient is also very important. Here, base has already selected coefficient, which is usual for this type of roof covering, but it's always better to measure it on your roof. For this, we have some special solution you can buy from us. Maybe I can show it to you. One moment. Yeah, exactly. This is our solution for measuring friction coefficient. Here you can also see a video how to use it on your roof. Exactly. So let's proceed. So here you see again the loads on your roof, wind load and snow load. And here we're coming to obstacles. Obstacles, customer are usually, not always, but very often asking how important it is to draw the obstacles. So the obstacles have almost no influence on ballast calculation. only if the obstacle is very big, is very high, then maybe it will have some influence on balance calculation. It's much more important to draw the obstacles if you have something big on your roof. Let's imagine you have here a high obstacle, example 2 meters long. This obstacle will shadow a lot of models, and you have to think about it to remove the models from this area, because these models almost the complete day will be shadowed. So there's no reason to install the models. But here we have also a great option. So let's minimum each. So the base can recognize the similar obstacles automatically and draw them. So with this, you can find, this time is drawing obstacles. Okay. You can let base add these obstacles to your roof. It's seems to be a help for you to draw the obstacles, but I never use this option. I will show you why. Because putting later the models on it, let's make a complete roof. You will see that the distance between, try it again, exactly, yeah. You will see that the distance between the obstacles and the roof edge is not the same. So it can happen that you will need later to move these obstacles to the right spot, to the right. And this is surely not a good idea. So I would recommend to let it with obstacles only if you really need them. If you end customer want to have the obstacles on roof, only then you have to draw them, because it's a lot of time, a lot of work, and it's almost always for nothing. Yes. Okay, so that's the design. This is our roof. I would remove the obstacles as well. It's not possible now. So we have to remove them one by one. So that's so yeah, exactly. So this line is the same as for roof or for design. You can also copy here obstacles, give a name to an obstacle, make changes on an obstacle, yeah, make it bigger, make it smaller. Also minimum edge distance can also be changed here. Another important is this in 2D view, you can also see the distance from the obstacle to the roof edges. You can also adjust it into 2D view. This is really slow. Yeah. Okay. So let us. Okay. Also put it in 2D view. You can also see the dimensions of the obstacle and also change them here. So every work for obstacles is much easier to do in 2D view than in satellite view. Let's let them. Don't need here. So okay. The next step is to select the model you have. You can select one of the models from our database, from our model base, model database, exactly. Yeah. So for example, for Trina solar energy, we have here a lot of models. So you can just select it here, and then you will get it already with all the information about it, with length, width, frame height, weight, and output power. If your model is not on this list, you can define it by yourself, put here manufacturer name and the size of the model. Select it. So what is very important for flat roof, in case of the model, selecting a model. I will show you on a sample. This is assembly instruction of a model manufacturer, Canadian Solar in this case. And model manufacturers in the assembly instructions always put the information how to mount the models, how to clamp them, and which loads the model can hold by clamping in one way or another way. So here we're coming to clamping, to clamps. And here you see the model name, and for this way of clamping, how much loads it can hold. And in our way, it's very important to know if the model is allowed to be clamped on the short side, like here, or is model not allowed to be clamped on the short side and is allowed to be clamped only like here. Why is this important? Now we're coming to our main topic of this session, is selecting right mounting system. So let me stop sharing, and we will show you our systems for flat roof. But I'm already in the camera, yeah, close. Okay. Now you can see me. So for flat roof, we have two types of systems: is S-dome and D-dome. S-dome means models pitched in one direction, in south direction. This is the name S-dome, or in double direction, east-west direction. That means D-dome. And for all for both types of S-dome and D-dome, we have three types of mounting systems. This is classic, express, and classic LS. Now I will explain you short the difference between the systems. The main difference between express and classic, like the name said, that express system is much easier to install. It's like express installation. You will, if you order express system from us, you will get already pre-assembled rail like this one. Camera, exactly. This is S-dome, and the only thing you have to do to install it, it's only put dome peak inside. It's going very fast. Turn it and just click it in. So it's already done. So you only have to put the clamps inside, and you can already clamp your model. So everything is ready. Also, connector here is completely different as for classic system. It's also very fast to install. You just put it in. And fix it. That's all. So let us compare to the classic system. This is our classic. So in this case, you will get everything apart. So SD, peak, connector, even the mat-s, this fit, you will need to install them by your own. If you imagine that the rail can be 8 meters long, so it's not so easy. It's really time consuming. So and here you will need to mount it with our well-known MK2 nut. Surely you know it already. With a normal screw, exactly. You will have to mount it on your own. And yeah, you will have to measure also where to mount peak, where to mount SD. The distance between them, it will be listed in the base report, but you will have to measure this and put it on the right position. Also, the connector between the rails, it looks this way. And also, you have here to install two MK2 nut and screw it. Yeah, so it's very time consuming. So Express system is very fast to install. It will save a lot of time. And last system called Classic LS. LS means long side, and this means so the models will be clamped on the long side. It's look the same way as Classic, only that here you will have clamps. Okay. You will put the model like this and clamp it on the short side. In Classic, you put the models in between and clamp it on the long side. Maybe it's much better. I will show you later in our assembly instructions. There you can see it better. So exactly, and the systems, the difference is the same for SDOM and for DDOM. Else? No, I believe that's all. Let me show it for you in our assembly instructions, where you can see it much better. So here, like usual, yeah, you have to change to product catalog. Here, mounting systems, you can select K2 6 systems. You switch to downloads, and here with everything. Most important are assembly instructions. If you need any certificates for your customers, often required, you can find here. Here's certificate from Aerodynamic Institute, who tested our systems in their WIT channel, and also some additional certificate. Go through it, download it, read it, decide if you need it or not. Here also a file with approved models. This means here are the models which are approved to be clamped on the short side. So this means you can use with these models our Express system and our Classic system. Some instructions where I can show you the difference between the systems. So this is our classic system. I will make it bigger for you, because otherwise it's difficult to recognize. So you can see here that no, this is not classic. This is express system. So express system, you can recognize it on this fixing for peaks. This is express, and you see that the models are clamped on the short side, it's in the corners on the short side. It's also really important to check in the assembly instructions from metals manufacturer, because here, for example, you can see that bigger. Here, the model manufacturer are writing different distance between the roof edge and the clamp. For example, here it's supposed to be between 200 and 250 millimeters. In our DDOM Classic and DDOM Express, that's not the case. So you will need to check this one from 0 to 200 millimeters. You can see that here the loads the model can hold are a bit lower than here. Maybe some boards to this loads, uplift load and downforce loads. There are different terms for this, but this is our sanction force, which is from roof up, suction trying to lift the model up, and download force. This is the force from the bottom to the roof. It's our snow force, for example. Why is it important? Because in our base program, the name is a bit different. Let me show it to you. And in results, last on models, you can think here it's like pressure. This is our download force, down force, and suction. This is our uplift force. So the name is a bit different, but yeah, still the same force. Yeah, exactly. So let us go back to our assembly instructions. Exactly. So here you see the clamping in the corners. Now let us compare this with our LS system. And this is our LS system. So you can see that here the models are clamped on the long side. This way of clamping allows to have much more loads on the models. That will compare this here, 1,200 Pascal compared with almost 3,600 and 5,400 Pascal. You see the difference is huge. So how to select the correct system in base? Let us remove it, make it from the beginning. So here you see our systems, DDOM, SDOM. Yeah, and we have another one system, exactly, as DDOM 16, DDOM 6.10. This 10 means 10 degree model elevation. Here SDOM 6.10, again 10 degree model elevation. And we also have SDOM with 15 degree elevation. It's quite the same, only peak is a bit higher and SD is a bit different. Exactly. And we have in another system in our program, this is DOM 0. I can show you to our DOM 0 system. Right here, exactly. What is the difference? The difference is that DOM 0 system is completely roof parallel. So you don't have here peak and SD, but only such small peaks, and the models in DOM 0 are always clamped on the long side, so you don't have to check your model if it's allowed to be clamped on the short side or not. So because DOM 0 is always clamping the models on the long side, it's always roof parallel. Advantage of DOM 0, if you have a roof, flat roof, but for example with 8-9 degree roof pitch, you can easily install this DOM 0 system with anchors. Yeah, because it's the pitch is already here. But for flat roof, completely flat roofs, it's maybe not. If you have a flat roof with 1 or 2 degree roof pitch, it's maybe not really suitable because it's not self-cleaning. You will need to clean it much more often, and this system require more ballast because our DDOM system and SDOM system are much more aerodynamic. So, but if you have a roof with 8 degree or 9 degree, you will have to use anchors anyway. And for this system, the amount of anchors will be the difference in number between the DOM 0 and DDOM will be not so great, so you can easily install also the DOM 0 on the roof. So let's switch back to our base. Oh, today is a bit complicated with all this speech. Okay, so you select here system, for example, DDOM. Here you have an option to select between complete roof or model array. Elevated is anyway elevated. You have no select option, and models are always place landscape. So our flat roof systems don't use models installed in portraits. So it's always landscape. And here you have the select options, which are our already known 3 options: Express, Classic, and Classic LS. So since we have here a really small model, usually it's possible to use here classic system with clamping on the short side. But as I said, it's always better to check it again in assembly instructions of model manufacturer if the model is allowed to be clamped on the short side or not. So let's draw a model field. So drawing a model field, so designing options. So here you can see some select options also here. The first one in select H to design. Usually software select automatically correct H to align. You can see it here, for example, because south is here. It's preferable direction is to install the DOM like here, because you have sun coming from the east, sun coming from the west. For sure, you can change it and select this H, but it makes no sense because one part of the models will be pitched toward north, and this makes no sense. And always such arrow means that the base will select for you automatically. Rotation of model array is sometimes important. Some customers use it, but it's not really useful. I will just show you what the effect of this. Yeah, you can rotate your model field a bit. Usually, if you do it, you will not be able to install the same amount of the models because your model field will be not parallel to the roof edges. As you can see here, it's already less models. So here you can again select another system. Model inclination is automatically pre-selected. What does it mean? This is the exact model inclination, it depends on the size of your model. It can be less, it can be 10-degree maximum, but it can be less if you have a bigger model. Row spacing is also already pre-calculated from base, depending on your roof pitch and shadow distance. For D-dome, it's not so important, but it's very important for our S-dome. Let us select best ways to show it is with S-dome. 15 degree. So you see here the distance is 1.8 meter, but if our roof is pitched toward north, here's our arrow showing in which direction our roof is pitched. And for example, is 8 degree roof pitch. This means that you will need to increase the distance between the models to avoid shadowing, and you will see that base calculating automatically much bigger row spacing. So let's change again to 10 degree. So now you will see that the row spacing doesn't have to be so big. Roof edge distance is one important topic. Also, this is our minimum roof edge distance for all roofs above 5 meter high. If you have a really low roof, something small, you will be able to reduce this roof edge. Not in this case. Oh, sorry. Because our roof is above 5 meters, but let us make it 4 meter high. And you will be able to reduce this value. The roof edge, you can see it here. This red line is your roof edge, and this green line is it's showing from where you can start designing your model field. So if you increase this value for 1 meter, for example, see the distance is bigger now. So the model clamp is already pre-selected, and another important part here, here this color means the color of the clamps. So we have for our all dome systems silver clamps and black clamps. So depending on the color of your model, you can also select here the suitable clamp. Another important note here that you can always see how many models you have in your model field and the output of these models. So let us proceed. Thermal gaps, thermal cuts, thermal separations, not important how you call it, is very important because our rails can extend under some influences from weather, from sun. If it's getting hot, the rails will extend. This is the reason you have to put this thermal cut. Otherwise, the rails can be damaged, can reshape themselves and no longer be suitable to hold the construction. By this reason, you have to put this thermal cuts. Base, like always, calculates this for you automatically, where you have to put the thermal cuts. If you want to make it, for example, if you have here not 11 but 12 models, you can keep it like this, but it's maybe not so really sufficient. So you can change it here, for example, for 4 models, and you will here like exactly the same model fields. Here you can do the same. For example, having 21 models, calculated. So if base calculating too long, it's always a good solution just to refresh the page. Let us switch to the option. Exactly. So you can increase the size of the models here and, for example, put this one to 7 models, and you will have here all the same model blocks, the model block in the same size. Or you can also change or set the thermal gaps manually. You just switch to this option. This is for horizontal thermal gaps, and this one for vertical thermal gaps. So you can, everywhere you see the line in the gap, the red one, you can turn it on and put here an additional thermal gap. And everywhere you have already thermal gap, you can also in this spot split the model area. For flat roof is not so important, but I will show you later for pitch roof, for tile roof, it can be an advantage to split the model area. Yeah. So also these our tools for design are the same as usual. This one means editing model field. Yeah, you can make it bigger, make it smaller, and so on. This is exactly. This one is our tool to delete models or undelete models. So you can delete models one by another, or you can delete more models. You can also delete a row, a horizontal row, and vertical row. This option is, how is it called exactly? Yeah, fit model area size. So if you're having the model size like this, but you want to look it good in base, just click on this button, so you will have the correct size of your model. It's a copy option. Yeah, you can copy the model fields and put it here. This option is showing you roof construction. In this case, here's no roof construction, so it's nothing to show. But you can with this button you can let's show you for example rafters or purlins or crests for trapezoidal roof. And very important, this one is to show distance between the model field and roof edges. And like always in our 2D view, you can you can adjust the row space manually, and this option is showing you the number of models, so you can also make it bigger or smaller. Yeah, exactly. It's also important to know with this array. So if you are adjusting your model field, you can add, for example, I want to add one model to the right to the right side of the model field. So here, just have to select the right one. Or if you want to add one model on the left side, here you have to select, click to the left, and you will add here another one. This additional thermal cut is now appearing because we have here now 8 models, and we preset in options that we need a thermal cut after each 7 models. The same is working here when deleting models. So if you want to delete 5 models from the right, click on the right side. If you want to delete 5 models on the left, you click on the left side and delete models from there. Yep. So coming to results. Here, since we have our roof with only 2 roof pitch, you can use only ballast. So here you see the values for the ballast. So if the ballast is put in the middle, like here, that means that you can use only speed porter. Speed porter, to show you speed porter, maybe not. So I already show you last time the speed port is our well-known small part for ballast. Do you want to switch cameras and show it? Shortly, maybe, yeah, maybe we can show it for you. But I have to stop sharing my screen. It would be nice change, not only looking in base all the time, but also here. Yeah, that's our speed porter. It's a very simple solution. Just put it on the rail. Yeah, you will need 2 of them always, 1 and second close to it, and then you can put a stone on it. Yeah, exactly. So having 2 speed porters, you just put the stone on it, so it's like it's completely safe, will not fall down. Okay, so if there are some spots where you need more ballast, let us. I believe we will do questions after I finish flat roof, so I believe in 10 minutes maybe. Let's share again. So let's try to create some spots where we will need more ballast. So usually you will need more ballast on single rows like this one. Let us check. So you see this is a single row, so you don't have so many space for additional rail, for additional models. It means that the row is really light, and usually you will need there more ballast. That base calculated for us. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and here you see that you have ballast in the middle of a model. That means that you will need here our porter long. That means 2 L profiles put between the rails, and you can put here much more stones on these 2 L profiles. Here the option for speed porter and porter are already preset. So this is a maximum loads our speed porter can hold and porter can hold. Maybe I will keep it here in this way. So if you want, for example, to use only speed porter, you can remove the option porter. So you will see that now you can share this ballast between several speed porters instead of using a longer porter. Maybe it's a good option because it's a bit cheaper and easier to install. But also, even for roofs with 2 degree, if you want, you can use anchors. There are 2 options for anchors sliding. So that means you combine ballast and anchors. And another option is all. So for roofs until 3 degree, anchors are useful if the roof cannot hold any ballast. So there are sometimes roofs which are very old, and cannot hold so many ballasts, so, because you know there are not only ballasts but also the weight of construction, the weight of models. So it's possible that your roof cannot hold it. In this way, you can add anchors in combination with ballast or only anchors. So also here is also the rail selection. Let's refresh it again. Yeah. Exactly. So rail selection. So this is our old rail lengths. These are now new rail lengths. So the best way for you is to ask Kranik which rail lengths they have, so they can deliver to you the correct rail lengths. And here there are some more options you can add: lightning protection, multi-mount. This is an feature for cables. So you using multi-mount, there's how we call it for you cables. Maybe let me show it to you. It's better than to explain it. Multi-mount. Exactly. This is like for your cables. You install this part, and it's just easier to put your cables inside it and not to have it everywhere on your roof. Another important part is our DOM speed spacer. DOM speed spacer is very useful to calculate the distance between the rails. Maybe I can show it to you. Yeah. Let me start sharing screening and I will show it to you. Yeah, it's really a huge part, but it's easy explained. No, other direction. Can you show me completely with this? Somehow, okay. No, other direction. Here we go. Exactly. Yeah, these two black plastic parts are to measure your model. So you put it here. You put your model in between. Put the black parts closer, so your model is hold. Then you make it fix. Here, make it fix. Not to move it, and then you put this side in the rail, and in this way you another way around. No, that was correct. You put this way in your rail. So in the distance and another rail, you have to put where the second plastic black part, and this will be the correct distance between the rails. So it's very useful. I would recommend you to add it every time you're calculating flat roof and base at least 2 or 3 of these speed porters. Okay. Screen share. And this MAT-S tool is for bringing this MAT-S fit, these gummy parts, to bring them on the rail. Another good option here is to calculate ballast values in number of stones. So if you already know which stone you will use for ballast, it can be really useful for you to put here the weight, for example, 10 pillars. And base will calculate you how many stones you will need on which spot. So, and this number is always the minimum number, so you will need 3 or more stones. But 3 is the minimum. So the next option here in results is load on models. So you remember this is very important to compare with the assembly instructions of the model manufacturer to know if the models can hold the loads calculated for this roof, for this area. And last one, these are shown for our systems. These are the values for the rail. How rail is loaded for 76%. Loads on some components on peak and SD. But the most important point for you in this case is sure that everything is in order. This verification mark. So if we are changing our roof pitch to 4 degrees, you will see that base calculating automatically anchors, and here's no option to install it without anchors. So anchors must be installed. Switch back to our kilograms, but you will need much less ballast now. So in the middle, even no ballast at all. And if you are changing the roof pitch, for example, to 6 degrees, you will see that now you have to use anchors, and here's no option to combine anchors and ballast. Also, 1 hour left. Let us finish with flat roof. So here, the last page, you can see the bill of materials calculated for your roof. Here, I added those speed spacer and mat-s tool. You can always adjust bill of materials if you want to add something. If you want, for example, more speed spacers, you want, for example, 10 of them, just put it here, click on apply, and it will be saved. If you click on the reset, it will be turned back to the initial amount. Here you can also generate our base report. Exactly, here's our old report if you want it. And Excel, you can generate bill of materials and ballast plan. Maybe we shall stop with explaining. Okay, no, one more important part. So this one was everything for a rectangle roof. Very important to know that DOM 0 is possible only for rectangle roof. But I will show you very shortly how to draw polygon roof. Select bitumen roof. It's really, I would say self-explaining. Just best here. So if it's green, that means this is last click and it will be saved. So now you have our full roof. This is the right way of drawing this roof. Even as I said at the beginning, if you want to design only, to cover only this small roof, you have to draw the complete roof. So let us make some. By coming to design again. Now you see that you don't have here the option to select DOM 0, because DOM 0 is only possible for rectangle roofs, which is also different for polygon roofs. So here you don't see the distance between your model field and roof edges. If you want to place your model field on exact spot, how to do it? So what do I do in these cases? I draw an obstacle. And for obstacles, you have this option to show you the distance between roof edge and the obstacle. For example, we want to put this model field distance 2 and 2 meters. So 2 meters from this edge and 2 meters from this edge. So let us do it. Exactly. Now clicking on it. First select the roof edge. So you select the roof edge from which the distance from which to the obstacle will be shown. In this case, yeah, selecting this edge, you will see this distance between this edge and the obstacle. So let us do 2 meters 2 here as well. So now you can move this model field right to the exact position, and then just delete or move this obstacle away, and now you have your model field in correct position. So like a hint from my side. All the rest is the same as for the rectangle roof. Only this option is very important. Why? When is a polygon roof is very useful for you is if you have a roof which is like this one, for example. Yeah, it's a very good sample. If you have a roof like this one, let's make it smaller. So I don't have it here. Yeah, flat roof, and you want to direct your models towards south. As you can see here, it's almost impossible. Yeah, you can try to move the models with our option. With our rotation option. Yeah, but it's still not directly to the south. I believe this is our maximum. Yeah, the maximum we can rotate the model field is 15 degrees, but in this case, it's not enough. You need to rotate it more. So how to do it? I will show you how to do it. Let us delete this roof. You will need to draw a polygon roof. And create here an additional roof edge. This way. Which will be directed toward south. Toward south, not really. Let's change it a bit. Exactly, now it's towards south. So, and now you can add your model field. and select this little tiny line. Let's draw it. It's a bit too small. Yeah. As you age to a line, now you will see that your models, let's make, for example, S-DOM, show it better. Now our models are directed to the south, exact to the south. This is a very useful option for if you want your models directed to the south. Just needs to add an additional H here. I believe that's all for today. For flat roof, we will proceed with pitched roof. So there's a very good point where you can ask your questions about flat roof. Joseph, do we have any questions?
No, there are no questions. Máte nějaké otázky? Ptejte se, pište.
Yeah.
Everything is clear.
Everything is clear. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. I'm glad to hear. So if what? I wasn't able to read it.
There is a new question. Please, what is difference between use of DOM Classic with clamps on long side and DOM LS? Both are used for bigger loads and both use more rails, right?
The difference is that you cannot use Classic with clamps on the long side. DOM Classic means clamping on the short side only. So there is no option to clamp the models on the long side. And Classic LS, yeah, in contrast to this, you have always clamp on the long side. So the system means clamping on the long side. There you are not able to clamp on the short side. This is the main difference between them. And yeah, exactly. And the rest is the same for both systems.
All right, thanks. Another question. Please, do you have available a reliable system for 90 degrees mount with thermal insulation? For example, 20 centimeter thick is insulation on house wall and without. Můžete mi to napsat česky? No, úplně nevím, co ti myslíte.
So in general, for if you have insulation, thick insulation, our base calculates also the loads below this feet. Show it to you. I don't know which one. Oh, this one exactly. Below the feet, you can find it in base as well. In base report, the loads here, and you have to check with the manufacturer of insulation if it's okay to put a system on the insulation, if insulation will hold it. So we cannot say it. So we are not able to calculate for every insulation. So it's but you will find these loads in our base report. Just check it.
Another question. Another question. Can you show us how to install the anchors?
How to install the anchors? The best way is to check our ensemble instructions. There's everything written. But yeah, let us show it to you. Yeah, we will try to show it to you. We need a bit more space, but okay. Let us imagine these are two rails where you need to put the anchor in between. Yeah. So this is the anchor. About installing anchor, which screws to use and so on, you have to contact the manufacturer of the anchors. The anchors are not part of our products, so we don't sell them. Please ask directly Lundberg or Solomont. And to install it, it's not so complicated. You see here, it's not like usual for our MK2 nut and for the screw. So you put it on the rail. On which rail we can show it on both? Yeah, exactly. Show it to you. Yeah. And you use our usual MK2 nut with a screw to install it here in the rail. And here it will be connected by climber. Here's my climber. Here, like usual, the climber goes there inside. Inside the rail, exactly. Fixed this point, exactly. Yeah, I believe you got the idea. And another part is the same, is going on the rail. It will be mounted the same way with MK2, the screw. Are there any more questions? I believe it was good explained. I hope it.
There are some questions about facade system.
No, so we will talk about it in our third session as like a short overview. Maybe then I will be able to reply these questions. Yeah.
Okay.
But I hope there will be not so many questions because it's really interesting now for our customers. But I hope it will be not so many questions. And flat roof, no further questions, I hope. Because we still have not so much time. Okay, then let's proceed with pitch roofs. For pitch roofs. So coming back to our main topic, how to select right system for pitch roofs. The first question you have to ask you is how will you mount the system? For example, for tile roofs, the first step is to select the correct hook. Where are the hooks? So for different type of tiles, there are different hooks, and these different hooks are used with a different rail. For example, this is solid hook is used with solid rail. This is single hook used with single rail. Here is also a single hook. You can recognize it on climber. So as you remember, the difference between the rails, solid rail and single rail, solid rail, this one, connection from the bottom with T-bolt, and single rail connection from the side with T-bolt or with a climber. So I prepared a sample for you how to select a roof hook. Maybe I will try to make it a bit faster. So that's my prepared hook. So this is a roof tile. This is a clay tile of brass manufacturer. I don't know. Are they very popular in Czech Republic? Not. Anyway, they are very popular here in Germany. And usually you can find such data sheets like this one for tile. Here you see the length of the tile, height of the tile, and very important part here, this is button distance. This point. How do you calculate the right hook? So the first step is our roof hook matrix. You can find it in our system, in our product catalog. If you're going to single rail or solid rail, is not important. Yeah, thanks. Link is in the chat. So you can find it much more easily now. But here's our roof hook matrix. This. So here are our type of tiles: clay tile, concrete, plain tiles. It's the main difference between clay roof tiles and concrete roof tiles. You can recognize it from the beginning. It's here these two water courses on the top and on the side, and in concrete tiles it's only on the side. So our sample tile is clay tile, because you can see here and here are two water courses. Maybe it's not really recognizable, but believe me, it has two tiles, two water courses. So and here on the right side you have our hooks, and if they are suitable with this type of tile or not suitable, or maybe can be suitable. So if you see like this one, like light gray, it means that we are not sure. You have to buy a hook from us or borrow a hook from Kranich, and just take it on your roof and check if it can be installed there or not. But mainly, as you can see, many hooks will suit for this type of tiles, of clay tiles. Yeah, this type. Yeah, and now how do you select a hook, or how can you be sure that this hook will suit to this tile? So it's very easy to do. You just have to calculate the extension arm of your hook. You do it in the way that you deduct button distance from the length of the tile. And as you can see here, it can be different button distance, so you can measure it on your roof if you are not able to measure it, and if you don't know the button distance. Always select the worst case. In this case, the smallest distance is the worst case, so you just have to deduct from 472 this 370 millimeters, and you will get 102 millimeters. So then the next step is, you remember this 102 millimeters, and you select another file, roof fastenings. Klaus, can you put link to this roof fastenings for single rail and solid rail? Yeah, we will get the link to. And here in roof fastenings, you have details to each roof hook. Here is explained which value here where. Yeah, exactly. Most important for us is this E. So this is deep extension arm. So this means the length of this arm. So in our case, this 102 millimeters. This is the minimum length of our extension arm. So if you have, for example, single hook 3S with 89 millimeters, it's too short. So you are not allowed to use it. It will be too short. So the only option here, or two options here, this hook will not be suitable, single hook 2, because of the roof matrix. You can see it here. It's not suitable. So you can use here single hook warrior or single hook 3S long, because both of the hooks, it's very here, yeah, exactly. Because because both of these hooks, here's 3S long, here's warrior. Is it small or is it big enough, Klaus? Can you read it, Klaus? Is it big enough? Can we read it?
I can read it.
You can read it, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will do it a bit bigger, okay. So the single hook warrior, so it's suitable, so it's long enough and it's suitable, so you can use it. And here 3S long, it's 0.2, so it's long enough and it's suitable. So in this case, you can use 3S long and single hook warrior, so you can use the single rail. But if you know, for example, that the button spacing in your case is 400 millimeters, and if you deduct 400 millimeters from this 472 millimeters, you will get 72 millimeters, and you're checking again, okay, now you can use also 3S, single hook 3S, single hook 4S, because now your extension arm is long enough. So let us do some sample projects somewhere in Regengen again. Let's find a tile roof. Towards south. Don't like it. Yeah, this one. Let's do this one. Category. I know. Let's do new project. Oh yeah. This one is very big. So we already talked about this roof pitch shapes last time. So let's create a tile roof, starting from the bottom as usual. It's important for the direction. Roof pitch. Let's make it 20 meters high. Maybe it's a bit too high for this roof. What's important here is our rafter spacing. So here the system is also asking you about button spacing, but it's not so important. So you can keep it, or you can, if you know the button spacing, surely you can put it in. So So we will not talk again about the obstacles. This is quite the same as for flat roof. So like this, also we are coming to the point here where you have to select the rail. So as we thought, so for example, let's take as first case, if you have the button spacing, the worst case of our beta spacing was 370 millimeters, where only 3 is long and where 2 are possible. So we're selecting a single rail portrait. Let's put it between the windows. This side. I just want to make this thermal separation again. So selecting lamps. What's here important that we can let us show the substructure. So these are our rafters in this case. So we can see them. Why is it important? So you can to avoid cantilever is too long, you can put it on the rafter. So let us see our results. In this case, the rail is overloaded. No. Let us start with the most important part. Here you have to select the fastener. So for the case, if you have the button spacing 370 millimeters, single hook 3S is too short for us. So we are selecting here 3S long. Now components are overloaded. We have to check which components are overloaded. So selecting this option, we see fastener is not overloaded. So the problem is cantilever too long, roof zone. So how to check which cantilever is too long? We are clicking on the rail here, for example. It's no rail and cantilever, no rail and cantilever. It means that this rail is okay. The problem is with these rails. So clicking on it, we will see that cantilever on the right side is overloaded with 109%. How to solve this? It's easy to do. We just need, so maybe it's just shown here. This cantilever is too long. Why is this? Because this rafter is already taken by the hooks for this right part, for this model block on the right side, and here you have no space to put another hook on the same raft. So what we need to do is to move this model block to the left, so this hook will be put closer to the model edge, model field edge. How can we do it? There are two options. We can increase this thermal separation from 200 millimeters to let me think 400, for example, millimeters. You will see, now is everything okay, because the cantilever is now only on the right side. It's only 58% of the possible cantilever. This is the length. This is the maximal length. Only 55. Or another option in this case would also be to split here the model areas. Now you can move them both closer to the rafters. Now again, and you see that is again everything is okay. It's also important here. How many time do we still have? Shall I show you? Okay, you can also put models. Yeah, well, what is feature of our tile roofs is that you can one model field put in a portrait the models, and another model field put models landscape. It will be calculated both. Yeah, here with one layer, and here with two layers, two single rails, one on each other. of now results are quite the same as in the flat roof section. Only here you can not only select the length of the rail, but the quality of the rail. So single rail light is a bit is not so strong as single rail 36, and single rail 50 is much more strong than single rail 36. And here is again the rails length. Please contact Granik and ask them about availability of the rails. Black cover is only to make the rail looks good from the bottom. I don't have it here now, so let's switch it. And summary is again the same. So you have our hooks and all the components, the bill of materials. You can generate report here as well. In our last session, we will talk about this report. What can you find there? Why is it important? Okay, maybe that's all for the tile roof, to save some time for other pitch roof types. If you have any questions about tile roof, please ask.
Máte nějaké otázky k tady těm šikmým střechám? Nyní je čas se zeptat. There is a question. Is it possible to vary the distance between the rafters unevenly?
No, it's not possible. In this case, if you have different rafter distance, please calculate in base with the biggest distance. If this is verified in base, that means that you can also install the hooks where the distance is smaller. So it's always makes sense to calculate it with the biggest distance.
Okay.
So let's maybe wait another 30 seconds and proceed with trapezoidal sheet.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
Let's continue. Maybe one more thing to show. These are some adapters. So if because the button can have different height, and these are adapters to adjust the height of the hook. You just put it here behind this plate, exactly from the side, exactly to put the hook a bit higher. Yeah. I have prepared them to show to you. And if the roof is an uneven old roof, you know, it's sometimes having such form, you can use these parts. These are to place here below the climber. And in this way, you can mount your rail a bit higher, and in this way, adjust it so it's like completely straight. Or it's completely straight. So that's all. Let's proceed with trapezoidal sheet. So as you remember, for trapezoidal sheet, we have several systems: short rail systems, multi-rail, mini rail and multi rails, exactly long one and short one, exactly, and also our long rail system. Maybe we can show it from our webinar from Wednesday. It's already everything installed. This is our basic rail. Here you can see it. And also you can use solar fasteners. I don't see them here, but it's something like this to install it in the subconstruction, in which case you will need to use something like this, a solar fastener. This is for the case that you don't know how the trapezoidal sheet mounted to the substructure, and if you think that it's too not strong enough to hold the loads on the roof, so you can install this longer bolts or solar fasteners in the subconstruction in rafters or purlins. What is advantage of our basic rail system? Basic rail system is the only system verified for sandwich panels. So, for example, in Germany, it's always a question of verifying, and sandwich panels are only verified for long rail system. I will later show you in base why. Exactly, and for trapezoidal sheet only, it's probably much easier and much cheaper to install these short rail systems. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, mini rail and multi-rail. What is the difference? That the mini rail will be installed on the crests, so in this direction, and mini rail is installed on two crests in this direction. Exactly. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, exactly. I can show you it here. So this is the mini rail. Maybe somewhere here on the top. Yeah, it will be screwed here in both crests, and the mini rail is to install on one of them. Like that. So let's switch to our base again. What is the difference drawing roof between pitch roof, between trapezoidal sheet and flat roof? Let me I was planning already a very nice building in Slovenia, so I want to show it to you. This is a very nice trapezoidal sheet roof, like this one. So so having the roof like this, if you draw a flat roof, even if there are different roof pitch directions, one in this direction, one in this direction, you will have to draw always the whole roof. But if you are drawing a pitch roof, you always have to draw only one part of the roof. So you always select rectangle, trapezoidal sheet, gable roof, draw one part, like dimensions high. So you always need to put the crest distance, roof material. Maybe let us make it from aluminium. Show some troubleshooting. Exactly, and then you have to add second roof. The easiest way is to copy this one, put it the other way around, just turn the roof pitch, clicking 2 times on this option. So now you have and then you can add the roofs and so on until everything is covered with our small roofs. So, switch to design. So here you have the option. I have some more options, but this it's because of my presetted options as is work of K2. You will have here less options to choose. So here's our mini rail, our basic rail, our multi rail, and in this case you will probably have a layout from your customer. So if you see that in the layout of your customer, the models are placed landscape, so it's always an advantage to mount the models on the long side. So if we will select the multi-rail, I will explain you why, show you why. Because multi-rail is always placed on the crests, so it's always clamped on the long side. And here you will have an option to select between multi-rail 10 and multi-rail 25. This multi-rail 10 is our shorter version of the same rail, so but we recommend usually to have everywhere the same rail and not to have to use both of them on the same model field. So here everything is overloaded, but it's due to the location close to the sea and due to our aluminium roof. So okay, let's keep it in this way. So for second roof, let's imagine that you have design in the portrait. So it's better to select mini rail or basic rail because of the position of the rail and clamping on the long side. So here you will see that the mini rails are clamped here between two crests, and the models are clamped on the long side as well. Here you have a great option, for example, here. Oh, this is too much overloaded. Let's make us a bit stronger. Yeah, exactly. So here you see that the results components overloaded. You can click here to see what is overloaded. You see this is a fastener. This means that two rails are not enough. So, but you have here an option to select 3 rails. So it means everywhere. So each model will be clamped by will be held by 3 rails on each side, with 3 clamps as well. Or you can select this option automatically, and this means that base will calculate 3 rails only there, whereas is it really necessary to put 3 rails, otherwise it will be overloaded. And here you can very good recognize that the 3 rails are in the red areas of the roof. These are edge areas where the wind loads are stronger than, for example, in the yellow area or in the white area. So let us design our last roof with basic rail. It's also much more suitable for layout with models put portrait. You'll be able to see. Oh no, it's too strong. I just want to reduce a bit the loads here in this area to be able to show you the advantage of basic rail for sandwich panel. Here you can see this button. So every basic clip is put on next crest. So do it to this button. You will have less loads on your surface of the sandwich panel. Otherwise, is basic rail is much more suitable for sandwich panel. Let us maybe increase the distance between the crests. So maybe get something overloaded here as well. Fastener. I wanted to overload cantilever. So now we have here also our cantilever issue. So the solution here must the reason for this issue and solution is the same as for the tile roof. So here you have only one crest in. You cannot put the basic clips for both rails, for this one, for right model block and the left model block. So this is here's the solution. It's the same. The best way is just to split the model area here and move them both. So make them not share the same crest, but the next crest. Now this one is overloaded, but solution is the same. Just split the model area and put it on the next crest. So I believe that's all for. No, that's not all. So if you want to install this solar fastener, so if you have to go in the subtraction, you have to select it here in roof. There's two options: roof cover, so that means the systems which are connected with the trapezoidal sheet of your sandwich panel or of your trapezoidal sheet. And roof construction means that you have to mount in purlins or in rafters. The process same is very similar to tile roof. You have here to put the distance between crests like usual. And here roof material is always the same, but here you have to put the material of your purlins or rafters, steel or timber. Let's keep steel and the distance between purlins. Truly our fasteners, solar fasteners, exactly, is always connected with the solid rail, so that means T-bolt connection from behind. So let's calculate it. So you can see, so these points are our fasteners. So you can maybe remove here the models. Now you can see only the rails. These black points are the fasteners, are our solar fastener. You can select here the solar fastener. If, for example, here is very important for the selection of solar fastener, if the height of the crest, so if you put here a bigger height, you will get here a longer solar fastener. So here also clicking on the rail, you can find details to the rail, in which way is it loaded, cantilever, and so on. Here's the fastener. In this case, means our solar fastener. Here, this is our purlins. Sure, you can show them. You can hide them. So on. The same is for the rafters. So you put here rafter spacing. Rafter height, button spacing. Here you have already the option to select single reel as well. Let us stay this one. So here are our rafters. Here we have the same issue with cantilever, but here you can select anchor bolt or solar fastener. It's quite the same. And in design, you can, like always, avoid this problem by splitting the model array. Oops. No, it's not supposed to do. It's supposed to be like this. Oh, you can see the rafters. Move the model arrays this way and solve the problem with overloaded rails. So let's make a shot. Maybe 5-10 minutes. I have to stop sharing screen. Are there any questions about sandwich trapezoidal sheet? If not, maybe I can say some words already.
Nějaké otázky? All right. No questions.
Because maybe I can say right away that for corrugated metal sheet is the same. You have short rail systems or multi-rail. Here you can see this radius here on the bottom. Short rail system, or you can surely use there as well the anchor bolts or solar fasteners. So it's quite the same. For fiber cement, as you know, there is no system to put it on the surface because fiber cement is too fragile. So you always have to use anchor bolts. So the last roof I want to talk about today is our seam sheet metal. Here, so the first step here is the same as for the tile roof. You have to select the right clamp for the roof, for standing seam, or for example, round seam. Exactly, you have to select this the right clamp. So as you can see, this one is for single rail, and this one for solid rail. You can recognize it on this T-bolt from the bottom. You just have to put solid rail on it. That's all. This way. Go inside. Exactly. So first step is to select correct seam clamp. This is how to select it. This is the same file, roof fastener for single rail and solid rail. What we have used for selecting our roof hook. Exactly, this is one for single rail. So here on the bottom, you will find the seam clamps for double standing seam, round seam, ankle fold, and so on. We will check. Okay, I have a double standing seam. What is important? It's the maybe I can explain it here. What is important is the height of the seam and its wide. it's very important if you are not sure if this clamp will fit or not. If you want to ask us or kteří which clamp will fit, you will also put these values in your request. Otherwise, we will not able to help you. For solid rails, we have much more clamps. Same roof fasteners here. So here you have much more of these seam clamps for different types. If you have another type and you are not sure which clamp to use, make a picture showing the form of the clamp and, as I said, height and width of the seam. So calculating in base, maybe I will not try to find the roof. We will just change it here for seam metal. So here you will be always asked type of seam. Let's select usual one. Seam distance. Thickness, as you see, is always asked. Material. So you can select here again between single rail and solid rail. And exactly here, you can see there's our seams. And system will calculate the model field here. Don't be afraid or confused by such long, by such short distance between the thermal gaps. It's really necessary because the seam metal sheet roofs are usually not so strong. And another problem that normally no one aware which loads the roof can hold. By this reason, we try to make here always very small model fields. So the direction. So you here the black points are our clamps, and here you see the rail. If cantilever is overloaded, you already know what to do, and what is also a feature here for clamps. You will not find here loads on clamps and how strong the clamps are loaded. The reason of it that the clamps themselves, they can hold much more loads than the roof. So it makes no sense to put here how strong the clamps are loaded if roof is not able to cover the same loads. So usually the system only calculates that we will put the clamp only on each second rest, and that's all. And here in the results, you can surely select the clamp, seam clamp you want to use, and also you have an option to select the strength of the rail you will use here and its length. Yeah, almost exact 12. I believe that's all I want to show you about seam clamps. If there are any questions about seam clamps or any another system I showed you today, I show you today, yeah, it's last chance to ask exactly. We still have some minutes to answer the questions. If you will get, if you will think about some questions afterwards, you can always write to Granik or to us, ask the questions as well.
Dobrá, tak teď je nejlepší čas na otázky.
So
All
if
is
not,
clear again. No questions.
Okay, nice. Then we can finish it exactly at 12. So
Nice.
thank you everybody for watching us. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
We will be able to see you also next week. I believe the same time with our third session. There is one question, I believe.
Some construction for agrivoltaics. Agrivoltaics.
Next section, exactly.
Next section, yeah.
This is the nice question. And on the right time. Exactly. So next section, I will make a short overview about our new products. So for ground mounted and for facade solution, they will be able to ask questions about it as well. And another thing I really want to show is how to draw giant flat roofs, because customers usually have problems drawing it correctly, and we will have them to adjust everything. It's taking a lot of time, so we will want to learn you to do it correctly. Thank you, and
Okay.
we will be happy to see you again next week.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Bye. Bye.
Takže děkuju za účast na dnešním webináři. Záznam, dostanete link na záznam, a kdo není teda ještě přihlášený k newsletteru, tak se přihlašte a budete dostávat aktuální informace, a já se těším na příští díl, kde si dáme pokročilé konstrukce a budou i nové informace o těch nových systémech pro fasádní montáž a montáž na zem. Tady byl dotaz na tu agrovoltaiku. Takže ještě jednou děkuju a přeju pěkný den a víkend. Nashledanou.